Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this episode, we will be featuring the installation of the metal roofing on the lean-to portion of our barndominium.
Okay, so I'm going to roll it down over the one we've got laid out.
Right. Scoot it over.
Let me...
Breeze, baby.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. I'd like for something to go like a breeze, besides the breeze. Okay, you got it?
Yep.
Okay, slide it over this way.
Keep hold of it, breeze picking it.
I got it. I'm putting it over about an inch.
Okay.
Okay. You got it over?
Yep.
You got it right where you want it?
Yep.
Can you get the loose side? You got it?
Yeah.
Hold it, don't pull.
I'm not pulling anything.
Okay, must be the wind. I run out of staples. Should check it.
Well, you got the first couple pieces on so they'd be all lined up straight. Now we can get a rhythm and move along.
Drive us?
Yep. Do you think you'll screw these on inside the bucket, or you're going to try and get out on the roof and do it?
I'm going to try to put the screws in while in the bucket so that I don't have to get out on the roof, and we'll see how that goes. Put a couple on this one for another sheet up, and we'll just make as you can. So I think what I'm going to do is put down 2 sheets at a time, and that'll make it worth my while getting in and out of the bucket and out on the roof. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, this works a lot better, putting 2 up at a time and then screwing them both down at once. Several of these boards got warped down here, so before you get down to that part, I can go ahead and change those out while you're screwing these on, if that's all right.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I've got to move these units of lumber. Seems like every time we turn around, something's in the way, and move it, and then it's in the way somewhere else. And you'd think with all the land that we have here, we'd be able to set stuff to where we could get to it and still work too, but it just doesn't work that way. We've got a nice set of forks for this lift, and the lift's big enough, the Bobcat's big enough that it'll lift about anything really that we need lifted. But it's just not, it's not a precision tool like a forklift is. It's not quite as precise, so you're always kind of risking dropping something or leaving something behind when you're trying to pick something up that's loose. In my early 20s, I used to work for a lumber company, so I had a lot of practice moving and stacking lumber day after day after day. I'm going to take all these loose boards over and restack them and level the stacks and try to keep them as neat as possible so they don't get all twisted and bowed up. Try to keep them as nice and straight as possible while I store them. This lean-to part of the barn is a 412 pitch, and you can stand on it with some decent shoes, something with some nice rubber soles to them. You know, the only problem is the metal's kind of thin, and you got to be careful not to step between the rafters. But you can stand on it fairly easy. It's on the 612. I just find the 612 just to be getting a little steep and a little too slick. So on this part, I'm able to stand on it and walk around and put screws in and all that. So. We're getting the roof edge on now, and we'll have this side kind of complete. Not completely done, but the roofing and the roof edge complete. So we get these rafters covered here on this end of the hip, and that'll be this side complete, and we'll get the roof edge on.
Thank you for all the thumbs up. We really appreciate them. We're almost to the end. Every milestone gives a sense of achievement.
Daphne's got some other things that she needs to do, so we're going to try to get all this insulation on here today, and I'm going to be working by myself for a while here getting all this roofing on, so we'll see how that goes. But the forecast is not much wind, and so we feel like we're safe in going ahead and putting all this insulation on, and then you know, me putting all this on by myself. I'll probably talk about this from time to time, but the way the materials worked out for this project, the way they were sold to us, is hooking directly to the rafters and not putting like a 1x4 fur on everything to screw to. So it makes getting your screws in a little more tedious, and you can't really mass production. You're kind of stuck with putting all the screws in as you go to be able to keep track of your rafters. If I had it to do over again, I would probably change out most of the trim to be able to accommodate an extra 3/4 of an inch, and I'd probably furb the whole thing. I think it makes an easier job. It gives you more to stand on, and you're not so worried about kinking a sheet by stepping too hard in between trusses and stuff. So anyway, it's just something I think, you know, you just take that with whatever grain of salt you want to, but I think if I had to do over again, I probably would. It just make construction a little easier. Really not working out too bad by myself. I think I've got like 17 sheets to put on today, and really kind of buzzing right through them. We've done enough of it now. We kind of got a rhythm, and even though she's busy doing something else, I'm able to get these up here just fine by myself, and not going too bad. Just like I did on the main roof, I'm cutting the fly rafters off at the end, just so that I can line it up well with where I know the sheet's going to end, have it end the way I want it to. So anyway, I'm going to get these rafters cut off here and get me a fascia board on the end, and we'll put these last couple of sheets up, and that'll be this side. So I snapped a chalk line on here and then used my speed square to make a line on each one of these rafters and cutting them. I'm not just cutting them freehand. So this is where we're going to end this video today. This is the lean-to side, and join us on the next video when we do the upper part of the back side of the roof. We'll have to swap everything around on the excavator to handle the sheets differently, so that ought to be interesting to see how that works out. So we hope that you'll tune in. Again, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Now let's go feed the deer. I bet they're hungry, so we'll run some food back into the woods for them.